Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to compare the Cydio Obex case to the LifeProof free case for the iPhone 5. Both of these are waterproof cases, they're dustproof cases, and they come in at about the $70 to $80 mark depending on how you get them equipped. Some come with clips, you can get different mounts for things such as your bicycle with the LifeProof case. So they have some interesting options, but I want to compare the case themselves today. I've used both of them. I've had some opinions from outside myself for both of them and thought I'd share those and maybe help you make a more informed decision. I know some people like the Obex case a lot and other people like the LifeProof case a lot, and they both have their issues, but let's first talk about design. Obviously, you can see right up front that they have a different design on the front. The Obex case has kind of opted to have this unique look where the LifeProof case looks more like an iPhone. Most people I talk to tend to like this case better, the LifeProof case, but that's just a sense of what you really like, or really that your opinion as far as that goes. Now, they are constructed a little bit differently in that you can see here, this has a front screen protector. They both do. We have a button that's built in here, and in fact, the LifeProof case feels a little bit lighter. This feels a little more heavy duty. But overall, the LifeProof case feels more secure when it's holding your phone. So the design of them, you can see here, we have this big piece of plastic or whatever material they're using for the front here. And then on the top, we have our buttons like you'd expect, a little bit bigger on the LifeProof case. And then the Obex case, the button push feel on the Obex case is more natural or closer to the iPhone 5. But you have bigger buttons on the LifeProof case. On this side, you can see they've kind of opted to do something a little bit different on the Obex case. Here we have these little raised ridges on the LifeProof case that prevent us from bumping the buttons, which is a really good idea, I think. You have your volume up and down, your rocker switch, which actually operates in the opposite manner on the LifeProof case. So you push it one way, it actually flips it the other, but that's okay, it works. On the Obex case, we pop the side off here, and this pops right out. It's actually a seal that goes in there, and then you've got access to the actual switch. When the phone's in here, though, this doesn't pop out. So that's kind of a disadvantage we'll talk more about in a moment. If we flip it to the bottom, what you'll see here is we have a port for our headphone jack on the LifeProof case that unscrews. They also include a little headphone jack that goes with it. You can see here, I'll unscrew this. It's got a little seal, and it seals it nicely and keeps it waterproof. Just slide this back in here, and it's kind of screws in. And then we have a port on the bottom for our lightning connector. It just pops open, and it's well sealed. We also have little port holes for our speakers. On the Obex case, it's a little bit different. We can access the headphone jack just by pulling this back, and there you can see there. If I pop this back down, we want to get to our lightning adapter. We unsnap this here, and once this is unsnapped, we have to pull the whole thing back, and then we can get to the lightning adapter. It's a different approach. I don't know which one's necessarily the best. They both work, and it depends if you want ease of access to one or the other. You're going to get that with the LifeProof as opposed to this Obex case. And then this just seals here. It feels pretty secure, though, that way. On the side here, we really don't have anything on either of them. And then on the back, what you'll find is port or cutouts for the Apple logo to show, and then you have sealed camera areas. They both take good pictures underwater, work fine, and that doesn't seem to be a problem. So what we need to do now is open these cases up and show you how you put these on. So we flip this back on both of them. It kind of allows us to pop the case apart. On this case, we pry from the corner and pop it apart. This one's a little bit more difficult to pull apart and feels a little more secure. The LifeProof case does. The LifeProof case has this rubbery coating on the outside that is made for grip. The Obex case also is rubberized on the outside, but a little more plasticky feeling. So it does feel a little bit more secure there. Now, each case is unique in that they have chosen to seal them differently. On the LifeProof case, you can see the little orangish yellow color here is the seal that's built into the back. There isn't really a whole lot of cushioning on the back, but this seal is integrated and really seals very well. and this snaps on firmly and doesn't feel like it's going to pop off. If you drop your phone, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to pop off. On the inside, on the front, on the LifeProof case, same idea. It's pretty thin, which keeps the phone thin, but there is seals around different pieces of the phone. On the Obex case, they've kind of put some padding in the back, and the seal isn't on the back, but it's on the side. And this actually poses a few problems I'll talk about in a moment. So each thing here is sealed. When you put your phone in, there's seals around all of these different things, and it does add a little bit more cushion than you get with the LifeProof case, but that does mean it adds a little bit of thickness to the case as well. When you go to snap the Obex case together, this is when this seal becomes a problem. If I pop it out here, I can just grab this and pop it out. And what happens is when you put your phone in it and you try and seal it, sometimes this pulls down like this, and then you don't get a good seal. I also found that it doesn't snap together well in the corner, and I've had other people complain about that on the review of this case in the comments also, having the same experience where it doesn't seem to seal. I did test it with water, underneath water there, and it seemed to hold just fine, just as the LifeProof case did, but I don't know that I would trust it long term like that. So that's something to consider, and hopefully something they'll be fixing in the future. Now both cases, pretty simple beyond that. If we pop our phone in there, it's not easy to pop in and out either one of them. The iPhone on this one, you stick in like this, kind of do it the bottom first, because you have this little piece here where the screw is, slide it in, and then just snap the back on. It takes a little bit more work, like I said, on the Obex case. Same idea. You're going to pop it in the front here. Same idea. It does go in a little bit easier there, but when you go to snap the sides on, you can see this is raised a little bit too. When you go to snap the sides on, it does make it a little bit more difficult. Now, usability is obviously going to be a big question, and when you use this, they both are going to require a little bit more pressure than you're used to, because you do have this watertight seal on the front, and that makes for a little bit different user experience, but they're about the same between each case. So there's not really one that's better than the other that way, and they both seem to work fine. The home buttons work fine, and there isn't really an issue there. So the other thing too, though, that I get complaints a lot on my LifeProof review is sound quality, things like that. Both of these cases are going to be about just the same when it comes to sound. You're giving up a little bit of sound quality out of the speaker and out of the earphone and things for using a case in a waterproof sealed case environment. Because this is sealed, you're not going to have the exact same sound. However, I find that it's more than acceptable, and LifeProof claims it's actually enhancing to the bass. I actually found it did give it a little bit more bass, but if any piece is loose in here, I've found it actually vibrates and makes it sound pretty terrible. As long as you don't have anything loose, maybe if you have a little extra screen protector on it, as I do, it doesn't vibrate at all, so that will give you a little bit of different sound on the LifeProof. Overall, though, they're both decent cases. If I had to pick one, just because of this sealing issue in the corner, I would personally pick the LifeProof case, but I know some people really like the Obex case too. So I'd really love to hear what you think in the comments below. So if you have a moment, place a comment in there. Let me know which case you've used, why you like it or why you don't like it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.